We were continuing a conversation that began 5 years ago about the importance of narrative change for black men and boys in the United States. Members from ABFE, as well as other invited guests from around the country, participated in a day of racial equity training under the banner of ABFE's Responsive Philanthropy in Black Communities framework, a racial equity training that helps us focus on the barriers associated with structural racism and, more importantly, strategies for breaking through those barriers. Participants had an opportunity to talk about important issues facing their communities and the work that they do, and to visit with people who work on the ground here in Baltimore, ground zero, if you will, of the inequities that face black families here in Baltimore. We had an opportunity to meet with young people as diverse as a young man who had been a former gangbanger who, after the Freddie Gray incident, helped construct, along with others, a peace treaty between gangs that were operating in that neighborhood.
Where were you when the Freddie Gray uprising happened?
Well, I was originally in City Hall, looking outside my window as they had everything barricaded. Received, a lot of intel about the purge that was about to happen. So, I contacted the commissioner, the chief of school police, and, about 11 o'clock that morning, at about 2:37, all hell broke loose. The very next day, you and your brother, you decided to come down to City Hall with a group of Muslims, Christians, and other people and business leaders, closed door session, no TV cameras, and we talked. And we talked for hours. And you and your brother stood up and you said what you wanted out of life. You said you don't want to be gangbanging, doing that stuff, and that you had your own business, you had your own clothing line, you'd written a book. I remember all that stuff.
Baltimore community within itself has become more awakened, aware. The younger individuals will get more involved.
So we were a hub for everything that was going on during the uprising. And we heard the overwhelming theme that the children in Sandtown, Winchester were without resources. There were no recreation centers. There weren't any outlets, no after-school programs. So I looked to my executive director and said, why can't we be the outlet? And he gave me the key to a vacant laundromat, 1,000 square feet of gray concrete, and we converted that space into Disneyland for these children. From 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., 7 days a week. Any child in Sandtown, Winchester has a safe place to go.
The self-determination is the catalyst for change. If you continue to wait on an organization to fund you, you may never get funded, but the work has to continue. So you have to have it within yourself, the drive, the determination to continue, to know what your mission is. If you don't have a clear vision or a mission, your work will never get done.
So the carpet on the floor, the paint on the walls, everything was donated. The flat screen TVs, the Xbox gaming systems, every book, every computer. I used social media and our local media. I asked for it and we showed up. We made a way for our children.
Older individuals are looking to us more to see hey, we might not have all the answers. So let's listen to what they're saying and bring them to the table to be a part of this progressive change that will include and has to engage everybody.
I think we all have our special gifts and we can come at things from different lenses and work together. And I think that difference makes us stronger. And also recognizing that in that difference, that all Black lives matter, and looking at people who are disabled, or looking at your trans woman on the corner, or looking at people that you wouldn't normally seek out for answers, and embracing them all in this struggle.
On the second day of our convening, we met at the Center for Urban Families, an organization that focuses on the issues and needs facing fathers here in Baltimore. We met that day with probably 40 people who participated in a World Cafe model to teach and learn more about what is happening here in Baltimore. We've had deliberations here that have been important for us as individuals, as professionals, as members of philanthropic organizations, and members who really strive to do good work in their communities. ABFE, as the oldest affinity group in the country, has joined with others to begin to advance these ideas of racial equity in communities around the country. And the people who were here over these last 3 days learned together, grew together, cried together, laughed together, and ate together, broke bread together as members of a national community committed to Black men and boys.